Hi, I'm DeLorean Johnson of Au Courant Interiors. I was inspired to create Au Courant Interiors, which Au Courant is French. It means to be trendy, fashionable, or in the know. And I felt like our chandeliers would always be ahead of the curve here. They're contemporary, a little modern, and we use different materials than your standard chandeliers. Au Courant Interiors was started in October of 2013. We are 5 years old. I originally started Au Courant just sort of on a whim. Initially, I was shopping for a chandelier myself for my own home, brand new home in South Carolina, and I saw a gorgeous chandelier, and it was at the price tag of about $5,000, and so I just looked at it and I thought, you know, I could do that. After I completed my very first chandelier, I showed it to my co-workers at the time who thought that the piece was stunning. So the first thing that I did, I was very flattered by it, but they said, you know, you should sell those. So initially, I just posted them just to see if other people would be interested in the product. Our process starts off with normally a designer, or me as the head designer, will create a concept drawing for the client for them to okay and approve. Sometimes we even collect inspiration photos from the client. We look at the interior space and determine what's going to be the best look to draw out and create a focal point. We use a lot of coastal tones. We use sea glass, gemstones, and we draw a lot of inspiration from the seaside and the seashore. We find a lot of the blues and greens are very calming, and we use those blues and greens throughout Au Courant and our pieces. Once we have created that concept drawing, we move on to step 2. Usually this is more sort of the specs of the overall piece, the size, and it starts to narrow it down very, very quickly as to exactly what we're looking for, and they get a more detailed drawing and sketch of the chandelier. The next thing that happens is usually a 3D or a CAD drawing that takes place with our structural engineers as they give approval to each custom piece. From there, we give that structural drawing onto our fabricators and welders who then begin to craft the piece based on our specifications. From that point on, the chandelier is then painted and then inspected. And then at that point, we then wire the piece and add all of the electrical components. From that point, our pieces are then transported over so that we can then add all of the beading to each piece. Each one of the beads are individually crafted by artisans here in our workshop. The pieces typically come in unfinished. We then will apply a finish, thereby making them Au Courant. We handcraft each individual intricate strand to be assembled onto the chandelier. And at the end of the process, we generally complete all of the finishing work. We then assemble the piece. It's then photographed for client approval, and then of course disassembled, crated, and then exported or shipped. In the next 5 years, here at Au Courant, our goal is to continue to sell to our residential clients, our builders, and those in the hospitality industry. From our family to yours, it is our pleasure to share our abiding passion for the most beautiful chandeliers in the world. Thank you for choosing Au Courant Interiors. Bye-bye now.